The atmosphere at St. James Park is getting more and more tense, but not in the way you might think. Something is brewing behind the scenes. And the most observant fans can already sense that this summer is going to be a scorcher, and we're not talking about the British weather. There are moves being planned that could drastically shake up the heart of Newcastle United's midfield. And it's all happening under a veil of secrecy. A familiar name from Premier League history could be making a big return, but the reason behind it might surprise even the most loyal Magpies supporters. Before we get into what's really at stake, just a quick but important reminder: if you love keeping up with every twist and turn at Newcastle, if you live for the transfer news, the rumors and the behind-the-scenes buzz, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. It helps us massively to keep bringing you the latest updates, always with care and respect for the club we all love. Now, back to the mystery. There's a name echoing once again through the halls of St. James Park, and it's not just any name. We're talking about a player who once faced heavy scrutiny in England, but seems to have rediscovered his form elsewhere in Europe. Newcastle's scouts have been keeping a close eye, and manager Eddie Howe remains a firm admirer. This player could be the key to a plan being quietly drawn up behind the scenes, but it all depends on one major event happening first, and that event is exactly what's been keeping fans on edge. Sandro Tonali, one of the pillars of Newcastle's midfield, could be on his way out. Even with the club pushing hard for a Champions League spot, the rumors surrounding a possible transfer for the Italian are growing stronger. Juventus in particular are closely monitoring the situation. If an irresistible offer comes in, Newcastle may be forced to consider it, and that's where Matteo Guendouzi enters the picture. According to Tutto Mercato Web, Newcastle's interest in Guendouzi, currently at Lazio, remains very much alive. At 26, the Frenchman already knows the rigors of the Premier League from his time at Arsenal. Eddie Howe continues to view him as a reliable midfield option, especially if Tonali ends up leaving the club. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Guendouzi has been on Newcastle's radar. Last summer, his name was already being floated as a possible alternative should Tonali's future become uncertain. But hold on, Tonali, nothing is set in stone just yet. The club are keen to keep hold of Tonali and will do everything in their power to make that happen. However, in today's football market, it's always smart to be prepared. Guendouzi represents an interesting option. Young, experienced, and eager to return to England to prove himself, especially after his turbulent exit from Arsenal. He's been performing well at Lazio and might view Newcastle as the perfect opportunity to start a new chapter in his career. This transfer saga is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. So if you want to stay ahead of all the twists involving Tonali's future, the Guendouzi links, and every move Newcastle make in the market, hit that subscribe button now. That way, you won't miss a single update, and you'll be supporting our project here on the channel as well. Newcastle's planning for next season hinges on maintaining a solid foundation. A return to Champions League football won't just bring prestige, it'll also boost the club's negotiation power and financial strength. That's why the board are moving so carefully behind the scenes. The continued interest in Guendouzi shows just how well Plan B is being mapped out. Even if Tonali stays, having more options in the squad will be essential for handling a long, demanding season across multiple competitions. As for Guendouzi himself, he knows this might be his last big chance to shine in the Premier League. After impressing with Lazio, the Frenchman is back in the spotlight and clearly eager for a return to England. Newcastle's ambitious and well-structured project could be exactly what he's looking for. And the Toon faithful, who love a hard-working technical midfielder, would surely welcome a player like Guendouzi with open arms if he does make the move. Of course. So, what do you think, Newcastle fans? Losing Tonali would be a tough blow, but could Guendouzi be a worthy replacement? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a thing. We'll be here, bringing you every detail as this exciting journey continues, and believe me, there's still plenty more to come.